Hey guys, my name is Roger Costa. I'm a fourth degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm originally from São Paulo, Brazil, and I'm here to put out for you guys, okay, a whole completely structured base from white to blue belt. And I'm gonna call this course in this series of videos onboarding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's pretty much what I do with someone who has no experience at the first class, right? To the point where they're gonna start to understand Jiu-Jitsu, understand the basics of all the positions that jiu-jitsu have. So to get started here, I'm gonna give like a very basic understanding of how jiu-jitsu apply in self-defense. So I'm going to start with like a very simple drills and simple techniques, more towards like self-defense, more towards to relatable situations that an average person can be, right? So that's how we're going to start it. And the first class we're going to do here, I call the seesaw and the stand-up in base. Okay, we're going to understand this basic move of doing the seesaw, and then we're going to move on to stand-up and base, and then we're going to put those two movements together, and so on. Like start to do what I call like a drill for that move with some objectives right there. So we're going to get started right now. Okay, so this first move we call the seesaw, and that's like a basic. That would be like the basics of basics we do in jiu-jitsu. So you can start understanding what we call guard, right? What is to be what we call be on the bottom. So the move that we call seesaw is because I'm going to start with my back on the floor, my legs like this, right? And my head off the floor right now. What am I going to do? If I'm going to move to my right, I'm going to bring my legs up and my hips up as well. Look, I can use my elbows to help. And right now I'm going to go to the other side right here, right? So every time I move my legs, I gotta move my hips as well. So I'm gonna go to the left, I'm gonna go to the right, I'm gonna go to the left, to the right, and so on. So basically we're gonna try to do this move like slowly, right? Maybe you're gonna feel a little stiff in the beginning, but the idea is that you do the whole 360, right? And the idea is that every time you move your legs, you're moving your hips as well, so you won't feel so tired. You also can use the elbows right here to direct your hips to the side you want, right? So that's going to be the first move we're going to be doing here. Just sometimes as a warm-up, just for us to get the legs moving right there. Go, okay. So right now we're going to understand, you're going to put all this together with a partner drill right here, right? So you're going to understand why the seesaw is so important and why you use that for muscle memory in jiu-jitsu, right? So just imagine right now a real situation. Maybe you saw that in MMA, maybe you saw that like, in just in a street fight, where I'm on the bottom and my aggressor is on top right here, right? So what happens? If I stay like this, or if I expose my head, he's going to be able to kick me, to punch me and everything. So in order for me to be safe right now, and that's the first thing, we're thinking about self-defense. We think about not getting our heads kicked right there, right? I'm going to actually be like this, with my back on the floor, my head off the floor, and my legs like this. So I'm always going to imagine a shield right here, okay? And you see that a lot in MMA. Also, you see that like, you can see that in real situations. What happens if he walks to my right and I don't do anything? I'm going to be exposed. He can kick me on the head. He can do a bunch of things right there, right? But if I have the muscle memory of following up with the legs and he goes to my right, I'm going to be able to keep my shield up. So if he goes to the left, I'm going to be able to be following up with him at all times right here. Same thing we are doing with using the elbows and everything. So I'm going to be able to follow up with him. So partner exercise that we can do is that having someone standing, right, and going to the right, and I follow up, and the person goes to the left, and I follow up right here, right? If I wanted to put a little bit more action on this drill, lay down for me, please. I can do it by just doing like slight touches on the shoulder. So if I'm the one on top, I'm gonna just try to kind of touch the shoulder here, touch the shoulder the other way, okay, and so on. So that's how we make this drill a little bit more dynamic. Good? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna explain a little bit like the stand-up and base right here, okay, and why we start like this. So first, let's say I'm in a situation where I don't want my back, right? I can be here forever because my aggressor can go around, can kick me on the head and everything. So at some point, I need to measure the distance. I need to know my distance where he's not going to be able to kick me on the head or engage. So at some point, let's say he backs up. I'm going to be able to do this right here, right? This position right here, I always imagine myself as I'm on the beach right here holding a drink, right? But actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my one leg straight, the other leg bent, right? And the leg that's bent, I'm always gonna rest my arm right here and protect my face. So my palm all the way out like this. I'm always gonna be looking at my opponent here. Never take my head away, right? One of the principles here, I never turn my back, especially in a real situation. We never turn our backs here. So as I'm looking at my opponent, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my hips off the floor. The straight leg, I'm gonna kick all the way back. Okay, I'm gonna make a big old base right here. I need to have this wide base. If my base is too close right here, I may fall back down. So I need to open like a big base right here. Come up with my upper body. Okay, of course I'm not gonna be in this position because I can get kicked in the knee. So I'm gonna retract the lead leg, hands to my face, right? So that's how I'm gonna stand up. We call the technical stand up or stand up in base safely in a way that I'm not gonna be kicked to my face or anything like that. Because at some point I need to stand up. I'm gonna do one more time here, right? I'm gonna be in this position. Let's say if you have mobility, you don't have that much mobility, right? Like the first class, you don't have that much mobility, you don't know how to do it, or you cannot stretch the leg all the way back. What you're gonna do, you're gonna put one more step. So instead of throwing this leg all the way back, you're gonna put the knee first. So once I put the knee and I have this base, right now I'm gonna widen my base right here. I'm gonna make my base wider. So once I'm on three base right here, right? Then I'm gonna be able to come up just with the upper body. Once I come up with the upper body, I'm gonna step this leg all the way back. Okay, I have to make sure that I don't step too close so I'll be off balance, and I also don't leave my leg too straight out like this, right? Comfortable position, hands on my face, like this. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Same, okay, same MO right here. Look at my opponent, hips off the floor, step the leg all the way back, come up with my upper body, step the lead leg back, hands to your face, right? So that's how we're gonna do stand-up in base or technical stand-up. So right now I'm gonna show you guys how to do this drill, put those two positions together and do a dynamic drill for both, right? And that's we're gonna use that also for self-defense. It's very good for beginners because we're not putting takedowns, we're not putting anything that's gonna be like, let's say, too intense, right? And also that's gonna be something that you can apply right away in a real situation. So one of the main things here, okay, is to make if you're beginners, to make you relate to that position, because maybe in a jiu-jitsu tournament, you know, those things are not going to happen, but in a real situation, you can fall on the floor, someone can try to kick your head or anything like that. So first we're going to see the distance management right here. So let's say he's standing, okay, he's going to stand right here, and let's say I'm on the floor like this, okay? What's going to be my main concern right here? First, if he gets to the side and be able to kick my head or punch me or something like that, okay? Second, right now, what's going to be my other concern, okay? That I'm gonna get too close right here. If I try to go right here, he's gonna boom, punch me on my face, right? So I need to have a certain distance to get up. So right now I need to know when to get up. And how I'm gonna do that? Let's say he gets too close to me. Try here, we call paddling. He start paddling on his knees, right? Okay, he's gonna back up. Okay, of course I'm not gonna do that for good in this drill. I'm only gonna simulate a little bit, and once he backs up, right, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna see the distance, and right now I'm gonna try to get up, right? So that's how we're gonna do this drill right here. We're gonna see, like, if he gets too close to me, okay, my goal is to have him at a distance, because what happens if he gets too close to me and I try to get up, okay? You're gonna go here, he's gonna punch me on my face. No, you're not passing, you're just doing punches. Okay, so he's punching me on my face, or he's gonna kick me or anything like that, right? So every time he gets too close to me, right here, I have to go on my back, okay? Especially if in a real situation, he's not passing guard, he's gonna be with the upper body is gonna be straight, okay? And what's gonna happen here, okay? It's gonna be, the knees are gonna be more exposed, so I'm gonna be able to, okay, start like paddling. And once I find a space, okay, I'm gonna get up, okay? Lay down for me, please. So how I do this drill right here with someone who's like brand new, someone who's just like on their second class or doing an intro class right here, okay? First exercise I do, okay? He needs just to retain, he just needs to follow up with me when I go to the right, when I go to the left. Second one, I do like I put one more level of difficulty, like try to touch on the shoulder, okay, don't touch on the shoulder. The third one right here, I'm only gonna go in and out. So he's go right here. Once I get close, he's gonna simulate. Once he finds the space, he's gonna try to stand up and base, right, and get it right here. So that's gonna be the second. That's gonna be the third level of the drill, and the fourth one is gonna be mixing all together, right? I'm gonna go to the. He's gonna go to the right, left. Okay, I'm gonna get close. He's gonna here. Once he finds the space, he gets up. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm putting all together, and I make all these drills more dynamic, right? So even though he doesn't have any experience with jiu-jitsu, let's say his first class, right, he's going to relate to those things more. At the same time, he's going to get a workout because it's going to activate his muscle memory, and also he's going to understand why he needs to do those moves. Right? So in order to apply this kick right here, I need to start from the stand-up position, how I set up, right? One leg straight, the other leg bent. I'm going to be looking at my opponent. I'm going to stretch my hand all the way out and protect my face, okay, while the other hand is going to be on the floor. So right now, I'm going to aim to my opponent's knee right there, okay? And one thing that I need to remember, the kicks here, they're not going to be effective enough sometimes to knock someone out or to break someone's knee, but the main goal of this position is for you to get up safely, right? So sometimes we need to apply a few kicks here just to deflect your opponent and stand up from that position. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to be looking at my opponent right here. My hip is going to go off the floor, and right now I'm going to do kick number one with a straight leg. I'm going to come all the way here. I'm going to bring, okay, my knee here close to my hip, and right now as I'm looking at my opponent, I'm going to stretch my leg all the way out and kick with the bottom of my foot right here. Boom. Okay. Once I do that, I have two options. First option, settle on the floor, okay. The leg that's straight, I'm going to throw all the way back. Always look at my opponent, coming up. Take a step back, okay. Hands on my face, get to my stance. That's going to be the first option, right? The second option right here, I'm going to throw the kick, boom. And right now I'm going to go straight without putting my hips on the floor. I'm going to put this leg all the way back, straight back. Boom. Come up. And take a longer step back since the leg is going to be a little bit more extended, right? So, 1, 2. Okay, and that's how we're going to do kick number 1. Okay, so right now we're going to do kick number 2, right? So, in order for us to memorize kick number 1 and number 2, okay, I always try to remember those things. Kick number 1, straight leg. Kick number 2, bend knee, right? So let's say I'm here, same position, okay, I'm setting up stand up and base, and right now I'm gonna do kick number 1. I'm looking at my opponent, I throw the kick right on the knee. For some reason, right, I think that my distance is not good enough, okay, for me to get up safely. So sometimes I need more distance, so I'm going to throw one more kick right now. And how am I going to do kick number 2? Okay, since I threw kick number 1, I went back to my stand-up and base position here. Okay, I'm going to use the straight leg to push my hips off the floor, okay? And right now with the bent knee, I'm going to aim to his head right there, right? So I'm going to throw my left foot right on the face. Boom. Okay. One thing that's very important, when I throw my leg, I don't turn. I don't do this, right? If I do that, I'm going to be exposing my back. I don't want to expose my back. The main goal of this position is to get up safely, right? Sometimes I only going to throw a few strikes to deflect. Okay. If I'm able to knock someone out, that's good. But that's the main goal is to get up safely. So I'm going to do 1, okay, 2, and right now I'm going to go back to the initial position right here. Once I get here, right now I'm going to do the stand up and base, throw the leg all the way back. Okay, come up, take a step back. Boom. So I can drill that 2 ways. I can do, okay, kick number 1, kick number 2, right here, okay. Or I can do kick number 1, boom. Go back. Okay, kick number 2. Boom. Okay, that'll be your kick number 2. So pretty much that's how we're gonna simulate, okay, when we do with drill with the training partner right here. Okay, he's gonna be to the right, to the left, in and out, right? And I have to control the distance right there, either like doing the paddling, the kicking, okay, or simulating kick number 1, number 2. But my main goal is to get up, right? So he can go to the right, boom. Okay, he can go to the left. So if he gets too close right here, I can simulate a kick is right here, right? And right now I can, boom, number 1, try to get up, right? And so on. And I don't have to do it like in this specific order because it really depends on the situation. Sometimes he gets close to me, okay, and I'm here, and then I'm able to go here, and he gets close again. I'm not going to stay here. I have to get back to, okay, to my seesaw right here. Okay, so basically, here that'll be the last part of the intro, okay, for Jiu-Jitsu. Like I said, that's the main basic, okay, how to get up. And right now we're going to start to move on with more specific self-defense situations, right? Self-defense situations is also solo drills. Learn how to use our hips, learn how to fall before you learn how to do a throw or a takedown or anything like that, okay? And we're going to move on to those things. Thank you.